Trying to understand the ins and outs of town budget planning can seem intimidating, but resident feedback is essential to developing a budget that captures the interests and needs of the town and its residents. So here at the Town of Torbay, we want to ensure that everyone can have their say by helping you better understand how the town develops its budget. So, what is a budget exactly? A budget is a plan based on projections of money coming into the town and how that money will be spent over a period of time. In the case of the Town of Torbay, that period of time is 1 year. The Municipalities Act requires that all cities, towns, and other municipalities operate on a balanced budget, meaning the budget can neither have a surplus nor a deficit. Additionally, the revenue side of the budget can only include money from two sources: revenue that is raised locally and money obtained through authorized government grants. Locally raised revenue includes monies collected through property tax, water and sewer tax, utility tax, business tax, and paid services such as community events and programs and licenses and permits. For every dollar that comes into the town, 52 cents comes from property taxes, 33 cents comes from government transfers, and 15 cents comes from services, additional taxes, and other sources. So now that we know where the money comes from, let's take a closer look at where the money goes. On the expense side of things, there are two main components: operating or current expenditures and capital expense. The operating budget pays for all the day-to-day activities that keep the town running, such as administration, protective services, waste management, transportation services, planning and development, and recreation and community services, just to name a few. The capital budget pays for big investments like equipment and infrastructure that is expected to last over multiple years. The operating budget, in addition to paying for day-to-day expenses, also includes money to fund capital budgets. There are three methods for funding capital budgets: capital levy, which sees the town paying for capital projects out of current revenue or pay-as-you-go; reserve fund, which is essentially saving now to fund the project later; and the debt payment approach. So, let's see what you've learned. 1. A budget is a plan for money coming in and money going out. 2. Money coming in must equal money going out. 3. Money comes from property taxes, government transfers, services, and other taxes. 4. This money pays for the many services the Town of Torbay provides, both in the short term and long term, through the operating budget and the capital budget. 5. The operating budget pays for the day-to-day running of the town, which, as is the case for any homeowner, rises with inflation. 6. The capital budget pays for larger projects, like new investments, or maintaining or improving current assets. Finally, the budget is developed in compliance with provincial legislation by the Town Council and Administration, who need the input of the public to ensure it meets the needs of the town and its residents. That's where you come in. We want to hear from you about where you think the money should be spent and where it is most needed. Visit mytorbay.ca today to have your say.